Hey, this is Nerion, and welcome back to a series that has not completely died. First Take, a non-professional game review series where myself and a special guest will sit down and take a look at either a demo or a short game from a variety of different indie developers. And joining me today is someone that's been long overdue on joining me on this series is Veng Sersh. Welcome.
Oh, thank you for having me.
We've known each other for quite a long time, so you're my longest friend on the interwebs. We're about
Likewise.
one and a half decades.
Good Lord, are we really at that point?
We are, unfortunately. We're old now.
Oh, please don't say that.
Young at heart. Young at heart.
Yes, because we gamers.
Yes. Gamers never get old. But yeah, no, we're really glad to have you on the show. And today we're going to be looking at a game. It's one of these back room type games that I've never played before personally. It's called The Complex Found Footage, developed and published by, and I apologize if I've butchered this, is Arl or Isarl, and has some amazing reviews on Steam. It's a fairly short game, so it shouldn't take too long. Have you ever played a Backrooms game before?
I have not. I've heard of that style of game, but I have not myself. I think I have like the Backrooms game, like wish listed on Steam, but I
Oh,
have
okay.
not touched it.
So this is a first for both of us, and if anyone is new to this series, like it has been a long time since I've done one of these. What happens in First Take is we sit down, I will play through the game with Beng here watching through with me, and then at the end of the playthrough, we do a review, and we will review gameplay, visuals, sound, and story, and a final verdict. So let's not dawdle any longer and dive right into our first take of The Complex Found Footage. Insert tape.
Fun.
Are you sure? Not unless I'm quitting. Oh, 1990.
Oh Lord, you're really going back.
Back in my day.
Oh please. Eventually, we'll get to that point for us.
Oh. Remember when like the tape would get sometimes like messed up and you'd have to use
Fuzzy.
like a pencil and stuff to like on like cassettes
Fix
and
it.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, you stick the eraser in. Oh my goodness, that's really bringing back some memories.
Oh, okay. I'm actually controlling this.
Okay, so we're in a dead end, it looks like.
This feels probably it
I'm
feels
not
very
gonna lie, I'm waiting
realistic.
for a jump scare.
Oh, this the visuals are really throwing me off. I'm not used to this aspect ratio. 4:3.
Oh my goodness, 4x3. What are we, in a maze?
Can I lean?
Doesn't.
Oh, I'm just okay. Okay, just poking around the menu. So it's just WASD. Go towards
Ooh,
the
we got a
light.
light.
Do I?
Sure. Yes, totally. What could possibly go wrong?
Probably end up in a white room.
Oh, we got noise.
Oh,
Why does it sound like something charging?
there's a vent.
Hmm. What's that? random hole in the floor.
Oh, you can sprint. Oh my god, this is really trippy.
Which also makes me wonder, are you going to get chased at one point if you have sprint?
Really rather not get chased. The yeah, the movement's very lifelike. Like,
I mean, this actually looks like a basement for some place.
oh, did you see that?
No, I did not.
I could have sworn I saw something there. Oh man, I don't like this already.
I think it was in the shadow and I couldn't quite pick it out.
Oh, there's a white wall.
Oh, then there's a doorway. So we had one room which was fully white, which had a smaller room which had a hole in the floor.
Oh,
What is it?
like a cafeteria almost. Oh, I don't like
Empty
it.
shelves. What's the sign saying? There's a sign up on
Freshly
freshly
frozen
frozen.
foods. I don't like the way the
So
light.
it's a convenience store. The light kind of fades in and out really weirdly.
I'm running because I'm scared already.
There's a hole in the wall.
Yeah, I don't want to go stick my head in it.
For some reason, the idea of a guillotine comes
And
to mind.
crouch.
Is this Phasmo now? New Phasmo?
Give us a sign. Please.
You just said it. Oh, there's light.
Orange light, and then there's a table.
There's more stuff. Hey, blue light. This is probably where crouching comes in.
What? You know, sometimes I keep thinking I see people. Ah,
But
why?
it might be just shadow. Pillows?
Have a nap?
There's like a little tunnel. Is that a tunnel?
I don't know if I want to. This is so weird.
My concern is if you go into one of those areas and you get stuck, you know, and something starts coming at you. So it's a blue room.
Oh,
Staircase.
I like stairs.
Up is good, except for
Down
the
is
fact that
bad.
it goes down.
What do you think?
Let's go to that light over there.
I'm trusting you. When there's
I
lots of
make
lights.
no promises. I meant the bright light, right? Oh, maybe that's where we came out of. I don't know. I kind of lost what direction we're going in.
I'm just trying. I'm like focusing mainly on stuff that's like different, and
Yeah. If that's the case, we got to go down then.
I feel like
I would think that
yeah,
almost feels like it's guiding us to go down. The room's getting smaller or shorter. It's like the further we explore, more and more things are being introduced into the environment.
I don't like the sounds.
Where the closet?
Oh, which way do I go though?
We got an upstairs and it looks like a doorway to a blue room. Let's try the blue room.
Blue is good, right?
So we hope.
Oh,
Doesn't look like you can open stuff.
no. I'm clicking and pressing and
Looks like it's more of walking around and escape, I bet. A closet door does make me kind of curious, like why all of a sudden.
okay, it's kind of weird.
The ambient noises is kind of throwing me off. Like, are they supposed to mean something? Like certain areas it gets really loud, and then other times it just fades away.
Yeah, I'm not too.
We have a dark doorway and a light doorway, and noises.
I'm gonna go left.
Noises seem like it's coming out of the right one.
Well, I could be about to die. Oh, there's a massive hole up there.
Nothing seems to be lurking in it.
Another table or something over there?
Yeah. Or it's a chair that's flopped over. There's another closet door.
Maybe I go here?
What's this? A tree?
What? I guess they're branching out. Oh,
What is?
okay.
Oh, what is this?
1891-4560.
4560, and then a random 4 underneath of it. I
Four
have a
five
feeling.
six 45600 45604. Remember those numbers.
Yeah, sure.
uh,
Watch as the closets aren't really safe spaces.
yeah, maybe not. Oh, maybe I go.
Elevator? Or not? It looks like an elevator. Oh,
I'm.
I guess we loaded? Oh,
Oh, okay.
we have a pool.
It's slightly more calming-ish.
Not really.
Hmm. Is that
What
a
is that?
tunnel?
In the water. How do you get in the water?
I need to adjust my sensitivity. It's like two. Oh, that's bright. Holy moly.
Yeah. Eye-searingly bright.
So I can go this way, or I could go that way. Should I
Towards
go-
the hole.
Is that a shadow? Or is that...
Looks like towel or fabric. Yeah. Sleeping bag?
wade through some water or stay in the dry?
There's that noise again. Seems like it's coming from the big tunnel.
What, down here?
Yeah. Can we actually go through that small little hole? It looks like it's a crouching space.
Yeah? This is your choice, just so you know that.
Oh, totally. Whoa. Okay, so you fall down in here.
This is very,
Claustrophobic?
yeah, I suppose this would be a nightmare game for anyone who has claustrophobia. Well, we have two options. We can go back up on the dry and go around the back, or we can continue down here.
Oh, let's go down the big tunnel.
Where the ominous music is coming from. Which I cannot sprint.
Because what could possibly go wrong?
Dun, 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 dun.
Some Jaws theme ensues.
Oh, that gets really dark when you turn.
The lighting's very interesting. It's almost like it's trying to simulate how like your eyes would adjust to like the darkness and the brightness sometimes.
Yeah. It's quite clever. And
Hey, stairs.
the style of the game makes it actually more realistic. Like,
What are those signs that are on the pole over there? The column? Just random signs, maybe?
no cycling,
No
apparently. It's just-
Oh, well, you know. Bicycles probably would not be very happy. Now we got green tile.
How many
We
people?
went from white
wondering.
tile to green tile.
I'm just wondering how many people were caught cycling in the swimming pool for them to put their sign up.
It only takes one.
Oh, hold left. Oh, yeah, because I'm using
Oh,
a
you
camera.
can zoom.
Yeah, right click and left click.
Oh, neat.
So left click to zoom in, right click to zoom out.
Which probably will come in
Oh.
handy. Oh,
What? Oh, what?
like apartments?
That is very ominous music.
Yeah.
I can't jump. There's no jumping in. Oh, did I miss something on
Okay.
the floor?
No, I think it was a piece of fabric.
Or some
Broken wood.
some planks of wood.
Yeah, I was kind of curious if you could actually go into like one of the little rooms, but it looks like it's all kind of fenced off.
What? Okay.
We got water.
Or I could go around to the right.
That'd probably be smart. Because I don't know if we can get out of the water considering you have no jump, you know?
Yeah, I don't want to get stuck in the water. I'm gonna use my brain and go, nope.
What's this up ahead? So far, it just feels a lot of like random things being tossed into this place.
So far. But it does, I don't know, feel like it makes me a lot more curious, you know?
Yeah, and like you want to know what's going on. It kind of feels like to me, at least, like we're in one reality and another reality is kind of like overlaying itself or bleeding through.
Yeah. Maybe that's the whole idea of these backroom games, I guess, and I'm not really super
Maybe.
familiar with them, to be honest.
Same.
Oh,
Because I mean, when we first started, it was very much like square angles and everything. Now we have columns, like rounded structures and furniture being introduced, or you know, other things, which is interesting.
I guess the goal is to progress. Oh,
I wonder if we're going up or down though. Every time we go in, we don't know.
oh.
Hey, we got carpet. Red kind of seems ominous.
So shall we stay with the funky carpet or go with the black and white tiles?
We'll go with tiles.
I would imagine this is more like a
Oh,
realistic version of like Alice in Wonderland. Except it's not so wonderful.
yeah, I was about to say, it's like there's no whimsy in this at all. Just a lot of questions. Okay, we got tables.
Would you like to have some dinner?
We're missing the Mad Hatter in hair.
Oh,
It's just a
okay.
small little. That feels like a hiding space.
I think this is the first room that, as far as I can tell, I've come into is a dead end.
That little corridor off to the side over there didn't go anywhere.
Don't I believe so? No.
It's so dark.
I've
Okay.
lost. I guess we're going back to the funky carpet.
Yeah.
The running in this is very weird. It's
Almost sounds like you're wearing clown shoes.
maybe. Can you imagine like I'm the monster in this? Like I'm just this crazy clown that's running around this complex.
Looking for somebody to interact with. Red light. There are.
No. What? You saw that, right?
Yeah, a very round thing peeking out. I don't know if it was around the corner or from one of these rooms. Dots. 3 dots. What does 3 dots mean?
Which way should I go?
Definitely not towards where the head came out of.
3 dots,
'Cause
maybe?
I feel like 3 dots. Let's go 3 dots. Pipes. Oh dear, it's getting there. But what?
Oh no, that's behind the thing.
Okay, I was about to say, it's like, did the entire thing just change on it?
I am scared now.
Window? Perpetual windows.
Mm. Oh, we're going to be
Okay.
forced down that other way, aren't we?
Yep. Either that or we go through the back end, because we didn't fully explore where those pipes were pointing us to. So we either got to go down hallway with head, which feels like it's half upside down because there's chairs on the ceiling. And that's totally not creepy. Lights kept randomly coming on.
I don't like it.
Whoa.
There's something running around, isn't there?
I want to know what that noise is.
I think.
Unless it's just electrical.
I don't think it's electrical. I think it's the sound of something running.
Okay, dead end. We have to go through that.
Well, I think anyone would choose the middle one. This is really got me on edge, I will be honest.
Oh, well, at least we got elevator. Get in, get in, get in.
Please close. Please close.
So that's our first encounter with whatever it is. It looked like a very round head.
Oh no, it's like knocking. No, I don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it.
I don't think we I don't think we can go out on that one. And load. Yep.
I already don't like it. I already don't like it.
And we've got yellow.
They call me Mellow Yellow.
This is definitely not mellow.
This is more like in your face yellow.
This area actually reminds me of the screenshots I saw of the Backrooms game. The yellow, you know, walls and everything. No sense of direction. What is that? Looks like it's all dead ends, so we have to go.
Wait, is this where I came in?
Yeah.
Get me back.
Can we leave? Can we leave? Nope. I bet you we have to go straight.
I feel like something's heavy breathing. Is it me?
I'm thinking maybe the well, what is this?
This is weird. This is very strange. Why does it sound like I'm having breathing problems?
I have a feeling that's ambient noise.
Through there, or
Let's just squeeze through. Blue room. Dining room.
oh my, okay. Yeah, oh, this place is confusing.
Yes. Like if I was playing this, I'd be lost. So lost.
I think I'm just running in circles.
This looks like a different room from earlier. The different yellow area. Because the other one, the walls went up to the ceiling. This one, the ceiling's much higher.
Not all the time though.
True.
Is this where I came from? Oh.
I think no. This is new elevator.
Run, 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 run.
Beep noise?
It did beep. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Oh my lord, really?
No, we're not scot-free yet. Concrete. That doesn't look welcoming. Oh, we're outside. Or what we think is outside.
Whoa.
Oh.
Okay. I guess I just run.
Just keep running. Just keep running.
I see the light at the end. I'm running to that. That's the way my brain tells me to run. I'm gonna
Looks
die,
like an
aren't I?
elevator.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
Okay, I'll admit that gave me chills just going through that and with the red light and stuff.
That was creepy.
It looked like some of the houses you could go into, but I don't know if we wanted to do that. It's the thing.
That's the thing, I wasn't okay.
We're outside again. I wonder if the constellations are supposed to mean anything. Not that I can identify any of them.
This just got... So I guess we were going up.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, this could be just a fake room. I mean, like, it could
Yeah,
be...
I have a feeling it's a fake room, a big giant dome.
I don't know if I should just, like, go to, like, a specific house, or... These are all closed, aren't they?
They don't have the lights on at all.
Do you see that? Is that, like, a person?
Either that or it's a star that's right on the horizon.
You know what, I'm... Just... Curiosity might get the better of me, but...
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. There's like something dark right on the horizon-ish.
Oh, I can't run any further. God damn you.
Oh.
Let me explore further.
Which means that other area that we were in was also another enclosed, outdoorish looking place.
Or it could just be like the limitations to the size of the map. I mean, this is like a freebie, right? Well, there's a door on that side, but I'm gonna choose the white house.
It had the lights on.
Yeah, it had the most lights on, I think. So... What?
Interesting. So it went nowhere. Was that door on the outside too? Oh, it is. Okay. So where do we go? It has to be one of the other houses.
I guess so. I guess it's...
No door here.
Oh, okay.
You know, I half expected when you went into that house for the interior of the house to be bigger and be a maze again, you know?
I mean, that...
Hey, there you go.
Yay! Elevator! So the purpose of these backroom games is literally just to get out, or...
Well, I guess as good as mine. So far, aside from that one time where we saw the ball-ish head, peek out and go back, we haven't had any other encounters.
I feel like there was one at the very beginning or something in the shadows, but I'm not 100%.
Probably have to go back and look at it.
Oh god. Okay.
Oh. We're outside. We were a video camera?
Well, I mean, someone using
Oh,
a
this
video
is found
camera.
footage.
Okay.
I think I have more questions.
It's like I had questions in the beginning, and now I have even more. Sick Chick, that's a cool name. Some areas heavily inspired by King Pixel's backrooms. Oh, okay.
That explains those yellow rooms.
So now we have come to the review portion of our episode of First Take. So again, just a reminder, we will sit down and look at gameplay, visuals, sound, and story, followed with a final verdict on this title. And it's a unique scoring system. So again, for those of you who are not familiar, keeping it very simple and non-professional as always. 3 out of 3, we loved it. 2 out of 3, it's decent. 1 out of 3, it's a thing. And something we briefly discussed earlier when we weren't recording is, during these reviews, sometimes there might be aspects of games where you just can't review this for whatever reason. Maybe a game just doesn't have a story, it's not intended to have a story, or maybe you're playing a game that's silent and doesn't have sound. We actually almost did remove a section from this game for the review. We discussed potentially removing it, but you'll find out shortly which section that was when we get to it. So then let's start with gameplay. Now, of course, I was playing. I didn't have any issues with the controls. Very straightforward.
I think they give the player everything that they need to be able to complete the game. You got your movement keys, WADs.
Yep.
You have a sprint. You have a crouch, which takes care of, clearing those rooms, getting to wherever you need to be quickly. And crouch is great for those little, I don't know. I couldn't quite figure out what the point of having those areas where they had the small little tunnels or the crouchable spots were, but maybe it's just to add to the exploration part. But they give you everything you need, including the zoom in and zoom outs for people who want to play more cautiously on this sort of game.
Yeah.
But
I'll be honest,
I give it a 3.
Yeah, I didn't really play as cautiously as I probably maybe should have. Maybe there's some things I missed in the gameplay. But from what I could see on their description page, those were pretty much the only controls listed, was the movement, shift and CTRL for crouch and sprint. And yeah, like you said, I think the zoom feature is, I guess that just applies to like how you're playing the game, if you're playing more cautiously or not. I can't think of anything else that is really missing. I mean, kind of ties into the story, but I guess, had there been like stuff to interact with, then, there could have been E for interacting with stuff, but
Yeah, I kind of feel like the zoom feature is excessive just because none of the areas that we encountered as you were playing this game was something that you needed to get a closer look at. Most things were pretty obvious. The close, if we couldn't figure out what it was, we just moved closer to it and we could just see, hey, that's a table, or it's a room that's full of lights or something. So I couldn't really figure out the point of the zoom feature, aside from just maybe people who play cautiously is the thing.
yeah.
But I do agree.
I think I really only used it. I think I only really used it more once we got to the swimming pool area.
Yeah.
Just because the rooms were so vast, and like some of those areas that were cut off that you couldn't get to, just to be able to just look and see what was there.
Yeah, like that one area where it had the little rooms behind the railing.
Yeah, with like the
zooming in on those ones that kind of look neat.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but overall, I think we're both really happy with the gameplay. Like, it executes everything it needs to for this type of game. So therefore, we are scoring it a 3 out of 3. We loved it.
Yes.
And next we come to visuals, which, I mean, for me, I think it hit me straight away. I mean, I don't know what it was like for you, watching this on Discord. It took me a while for my eyes to adjust, to get used to like the style, the visual style of this game. Yeah.
Visually, the game The game doesn't have to have amazing graphics.
No.
It accomplishes what it needs to with how they've designed it. So I think visually the game looks great. They have great lighting. They've got dark areas which make you question your choices as you're inching closer to them. The water reflection, I have to admit, was really, really good for a game like this. I wasn't even expecting to see water, but
Yeah.
we had water in one of the levels, and wow, the reflections and the movement of it was just like, wow, that looks really real.
I think the way a lot of the light adjusted, and you mentioned it during the gameplay, was like it was almost like how your eyes adjust to looking at something dark and then looking at something bright. It was almost like
Yes.
it was mimicking that. I did also really appreciate, like, you know, obviously these style of games is done as if it was recording on a VHS camera, but just the way the character moved felt very natural. Because at the very beginning, at first, I didn't even realize I was in the game. At first, I thought maybe this was just like
The
a
cutscene.
cutscene or something. So the way the movement, it felt like it was quite natural. You know, there were some parts of the game where you could take a shot and almost be convinced that it was like a real photo or video, like it wasn't CGI. Because of the style, you know, being 4:3, low resolution, you know. So yeah, I think it worked really well, and yeah, I think the water and the lighting, very impressive.
I mean, even the detail, like on the tiles and stuff, I thought that, you know, they were crisp enough where you knew what they were. They weren't pixelated, where it kind of made you, you know, kind of threw off that immersion. You do feel immersed in the game with what the engine that they're using to create it.
I think I really appreciated the overall, like, I really appreciate the overall design of the last couple levels, especially that like main street, which I probably, had I not been in such a panic and a wimp, I probably should have spent more time in that area. But you know,
Which one? The red one?
yeah, when you stepped out onto the road and then there were all these red lights turned on.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we were supposed to probably explore that one a little bit more, but I totally get, you know, just beelining it for that exit too, because you just don't know if something's going to come and
Yeah.
get you, because we did see something. There is something else with us in this complex, but we just don't know what it is, because I know that you went and checked around that corner that we had seen it peek out of, but there was nothing there. So whatever it was, it poofed.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it was. I'll have to, we'll see again, I guess, when I get to the editing. And for anyone watching this, I probably did a zoom in when that happened. So, yeah. Overall, really, really happy with the visuals. So we're giving that also a 3 out of 3. We loved it. So next we move on to sound, which we commented on quite a few. I know you commented on it quite a few times throughout the gameplay as well. Played quite an important role in this type of game, especially with a game that doesn't really have any dialogue. Ambient sound and noises, very important.
I would definitely say for a game like this, the sound is definitely one of the big things that could really make or break it, just because there are times where you're hearing something, and I don't think we ever identified any of it except for the one time where we went into the white room, and it's the vent. I think you had pointed at the vent above that possibly could have been the source of the noise. But there's a lot of other times where we were hearing noises, but we didn't really have anything aside from possible directional as to where it was coming from.
Yeah, because it would
And
shift
it
a lot.
creates that, yeah, and it creates that suspense or curiosity for some people as to what is causing it or what might be going in the direction. I think most of the time we spent going around the noises or away from them just because we weren't sure if it was something that's going to come and kill the player.
Yeah, I think at one point when I said it, I think it's like footsteps, because at some point it sounded like almost like radio static, but then it felt like the pace of it would change. So that's why I was like, maybe it's something that's running on the other side of the wall.
Or following somehow.
Because sometimes a lot of these games, stuff gets closer to you when you're not looking, right?
Yeah.
You know, those games where like if you're looking at something, it doesn't move, but as soon as you look away, it's actually getting closer to you. You know.
Oh, like
Um,
the Boo Ghosts from Super Mario.
sure, I've not played any Mario game, which
Oh, really?
no.
Okay, bad reference to use
Bad
then.
reference for me, but maybe it happened in another horror game I played when I played Layers of Fear 2, and you'd have like mannequins that would chase after you, but only when you were looking away. So,
Lovely.
but yeah, and just having um, that just overall sort of ominous sounds and um, all the tones and the movement, even just the sound of your characters breathing, which seemed to intensify further on, especially the more I was sprinting, and the sound.
Probably to indicate that panic setting in for that person,
Right.
the character itself.
Yeah.
And there were some parts where the only thing you could hear was like your footsteps kind of echoing,
Mm,
and it just creates that sense of like, foreboding, like, oh crap, I'm the only one down here type of feel.
yeah. Yeah. And I think we said as well, like anyone with claustrophobia would have a nightmare playing this game, and I think that with the added sound effects on top of that probably wouldn't
Yeah,
help
especially
much.
especially with some of those small little corridors that we've that you were exploring, definitely.
Exactly. Yeah. So, what are we scoring this one, Vang?
For sound, we're giving it a 3.
Exactly, because we also loved it. So, we now come to the last category, which, as I said earlier, there was one that I was almost contemplating removing as like non-applicable or just taking out completely. And as you probably guessed, because we're on the last one now, it was story. And the only thing that really changed the decision on actually scoring this was pretty much right at the end, where, of course, this is, the whole premise is that you're watching a videotape of someone's recording, and the recording is the gameplay. But just the whole premise of it just ending up in the trash can at the end, and I think just the last couple levels as well kind of added a lot more questions, especially with like I said, that road with the red lighting, and then the houses outside in the snow, but maybe not really outside. I think, yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was mainly the
It,
ending that kind of made us want to uh, kind of almost like create our own story ourselves, I guess, is what the game was doing.
yes. I mean, those that we did bring this up earlier was like it didn't feel like there was any sort of story line whatsoever. When you first, aside from the fact that you wake up, your character wakes up, and you're down in this area in a dead end. So obviously you didn't walk there.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
you wake up and you're in this maze, obviously, and you got to figure your way out. And there's nothing to really give a sense of story from that very beginning all the way up until when we reach the street, the red street level. That seems to indicate that there's any sort of story. There's no like, forgotten notes or like, items indicating that there were other people that might have gone through this place. I mean, sure, there's furniture, but furniture could have always been there, type of thing. It doesn't really indicate having housed another person.
Yeah, I think, maybe it's just my lack of knowledge with these backroom type games. I don't know if they're ever supposed to have information in general, like for a story, but I can speak for myself, at least someone who just plays games in general, especially games that are kind of spooky and scary as well. Um, I would have liked to have seen some element of story added in, either be it through just finding some notes or
Like a pair of shoes or like, a glasses that were like, off to the side. You can't pick them up, but they're there. And it gives you that sense of like, okay, so what exactly is going on here? Obviously, there were other people, but so far, the only thing that you got going into this game fresh is that you might be the first player. Maybe that's what it is. You're the first person in this maze,
yeah.
and leading all the way up to the end where the footage is found in a trash can. The only question, one of the big questions I have is, where is this person? What happened?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think of is, perhaps the whole goal of this game is to put you in the perspective as like it's you. So that's why there's no like narrative for the character you're playing as, like for you to relate to, because the whole idea is that it's you with the camera, the person
Yes.
playing the game. But yeah, even that, even if okay, so it's me, I've woken up and I'm in this weird place. Just I would even take, we saw some numbers. Remember there was those numbers on that column.
Yeah, I think that was probably a light post, given
Yeah,
the cabling and the weird stuff that was all over it.
sure.
And maybe the numbers weren't really meant to be anything, but that was probably one of the first times where we encountered something that was just really out of place compared
Yeah,
to everything else. I mean, there's the random closet doors. Okay, well, we're in a corridor, so maybe that's just the thing down there. There's the tables, and there at one point there were like wall lamps.
hmm.
So,
I mean,
but
the most out of place thing was probably the last two levels, like the snowy houses and the street with the red lights were probably the most. Everything else was just like an odd item here and there, like the lamppost or tree or whatever
the
with the
lamp,
signs on it.
the lamppost, if they had moved it to maybe like one or two levels before the street level, might have been like almost like a foreshadowing or whatever, an indicator that something different was going to come along. But having it dropped so early on, I kind of forgot about it until you brought it back up right now, that we had encountered that weird thing with the numbers, and the numbers were so clear that I was pretty sure that we were going to have to use those numbers as either a combination or something, but ends up it was nada.
I mean, either we missed something, but
I
yeah,
mean,
I
you
think
gave some of those levels a really good look over, though.
yeah, I think after Mr. Roundhead appeared, I probably wasn't as
Explorative.
explorative and taking things easy, but I would have appreciated, and again, maybe it's not the purpose of these games, but I mean, again, this is just reviewing sort of based on the things that I like to see in a game, and some deciphering some codes, some information, something very simple.
Yeah.
Could have added a little bit more to the mystery as well of what's happening. Maybe someone's running some weird experiments or something like that. You don't know, but I would have liked to have seen that. But overall, I mean, it does a decent enough job by throwing in a lot of questions at the end as well, where you kind of create the narrative in your head.
I mean, it kind of it's framed in a way where it kind of makes you makes you think and try to come up with theories or ideas as to what was going on, and the entire game almost feels like it's like a precursor to another bigger game where we're going to tackle the company whose name was emblazoned on the screen for a good little bit.
Yeah,
We were staring at the name for a while, so it almost feels like it's like a pre chapter to another game. And maybe, who knows, maybe they'll release another game that continues on what's going on here.
possibly. I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and find out. But yeah, no, overall I agree. And I mean, the one thing I guess it does do is makes you want to play through again to see what stuff you might have missed. So there could be some decent replayability as well here, which because it does, like you said, it does make you ask a lot of questions. So it probably would make a lot of people want to try and go through it again, try and see if they can find anything else out through exploring each level more thoroughly.
And who knows, you might actually have a different ending. I mean, we don't know if there's like multiple endings depending on certain gates, hidden gates that you hit in the game or on these levels. So, but definitely interesting game. First time actually seeing a backroom style game like this.
I mean, I guess I will touch on one of the descriptions, because I have it up here still. But one of the bullet points for this game is deal with an unrecognizable entity.
Well, that isn't wrong. All we saw was a round silhouette
Maybe,
peeking around
maybe,
a corner.
yeah, and maybe because of the way I handled like the last few levels with kind of just sort of beelining it a little bit more, maybe I got lucky by avoiding it.
Yeah,
I might have just
because
gotten lucky, you know?
because aside from that time, and possibly early on where you thought you saw something in the shadows, I don't think we ever had any other encounters, and I kind of expected more forced encounters, type of thing. Especially given that they gave you a sprint button, I was expecting us to have to get away from the pursuer type of thing.
Yeah. I mean,
And
it could be a red herring as well. It could be like they're just making you think there's something when there really isn't anything. I think that's the premise, that's the idea of a lot of these games, right? It's just to make you paranoid as well.
true. They could have picked a scarier silhouette. Yes, it caught our attention, the round shape, but at the same time, it's like the other thing that went across my mind was like, it looks like a child's basketball or soccer ball, but is like on the ceiling instead of like on the floor type of
Yeah.
thing.
So, as I said, we opted to keep story in as a category. For both of us, though, we felt it just needed a little bit more for our personal taste and what we like to see in these type of games. So we're only going to give it a 2 out of 3. It's decent. It definitely gets you asking a lot of questions, which kind of helps you sort of start to kind of create a idea of what the narrative might be, especially with the end, with the company logo in that.
And
So
sequence.
yeah, and yeah, so yeah, it's decent. But again, yeah, I think we would have liked to just seen a little bit more, just with like stuff placed throughout the game to sort of spin the mystery or get you asking even more questions, even if it's just through some puzzles or tidbits of information. Um, but yeah, now we come to the final verdict. So no score here, just as our final impressions, final thoughts. Perhaps there's something else, thing that you haven't mentioned during any of the categories, or any specific things you would like to talk about that you just that came up during the game.
I think we covered most of pretty much everything that I had in mind for this game. I did enjoy watching you play through it. And aside from those little things, that kind of, I guess they would be considered nitpicks at this point about it, it's well made. It definitely got you on your edge. It definitely makes you, there's definitely some replayability just because of those, unanswered questions, and maybe another playthrough might answer some more of those, or who knows, maybe there's a hidden new game plus that we're not aware of, that once you insert that tape again, you get a different outcome. But
Yeah,
all in all, very, very neat game. It definitely has my interest peaked. I might actually look into getting it myself at this point.
and it's free. So I mean, it's not a demo. It's not like on Steam. Sometimes you get a lot of these like chapter ones or prologues and that are free, and then you play those, and then the full game comes out. This is actually, far as what I can tell, is the full game.
Okay.
So yes, I don't really have anything else I can really add. It was thoroughly enjoyable.
Stressful.
I think we definitely did miss some areas just from looking at some of the screenshots on the Steam page. But
Okay.
there'll be a link to that in the description for anyone that maybe skipped the gameplay just to listen to the review. You can, or if you just want to play for yourself, the link will be in the description as well for this game from Isal or Isal. I apologize if both of those are incorrect. But yeah, it's got amazing reviews. So, Vang, that's been your first take.
Yes,
And
thank you for having me on.
yes, it's been great having you. And of course, with any of my guests, we'd love to sort of promote any content that you might have. So tell us, what do you do? Where can people find you?
I am mainly on Twitch. I do not have a YouTube at the moment. And I play mostly laid back, cozy games, really. Although there is on occasion where I'll play something a little bit more active. I just recently played Cyberpunk 2077, and that's probably the most active thing I've played in a long while on my stream. Most of the time, I'm doing small games, usually like House Flipper. House Flipper was my big one for a while. I occasionally play Final Fantasy 14. But yes, you can find me on Twitch, and I'm also on Twitter. I'm not super active on Twitter though, but you can follow me there for updates and whatnot.
Yep. Awesome. Definitely recommend anyone who's watched this video to check out Ving's Twitch. Very enjoyable, laid back streams. And you even sing some songs sometimes, right?
Yeah. Can't say I'm the best at that.
But I will be putting Veng's links in the description as well, so please show your support for a member as well of my gaming community doing it wrong. Give her a follow on Twitch and Twitter. And yes, doing it wrong, but it's working. A gaming community that I've been running for a decade. If you are looking for a non-professional gaming group, and we are definitely the place you do not want to be, so come join us. We play a variety of games. We play party games, we play a variety of horror games. We just pretty much play anything right now. Our main game is probably Elder Scrolls Online at the moment, and a few other games like Barotrauma, sometimes some Star Citizen. There's lots of different things going on, and we're hopefully going to get some other things started up in the new year where we do some movie nights as well. Things have been a little bit quiet at the moment, you know, leading up to Christmas. As we record this, it is the 23rd of December. So really appreciate, Veng, you making some time so close to Christmas for this review.
Of course, of course.
And
it was fun.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and hopefully we see you again on another episode of First Take.
You know where to find me.
Well, thanks everyone for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. We have once again been non-professional gamers, and I will see you in the next one. That's a wrap.